Hi everyone, my name is Nerlan Kongaimu. I'm a 5th semester student of the English department and I'm from class G. So I am going to make a video presentation about semantics in communication.
Semantics in communication. We all know that the use of language in communication of our society is really essential. But language in communication is always with context. Context really helps people to understand the language, and also it helps people to understand how to use the language in our communication. Our environment as human beings consists of numerous communities, ethnics, cultures, etc., which means that people will interact and communicate each other. Language has a very important role in our human lives, which is to develop one another. But somehow, the misuse of language in daily interaction could cause a misunderstanding or even a quarrel if people don't understand the context. In reality, human beings are also differentiated from the social structures and cultures. For example, the social structures. We can see that people with higher education are different with people with lower education. The way they speak, the way they communicate is totally different. Also for cultures, we can see that there are some ethnics who has any particular dialects or accents that present any worth, value, or status. People build interaction to communicate meaning by using language forms. The forms can be in sentences or utterances. For example, here, the first conversation, Julia says hi is an example of utterance, and Maudie says she's good is an example of sentences. People communicate what they have in mind and then they put it into words in series called sentence or utterance. That series is called proposition. For example, Hannah's sibling Joy, who works in Aston Hotel, loves reading book. So we underline some propositions here. The first, Hannah has a sibling. The sibling's name is Joy. Joy works in Aston Hotel. Joy loves reading books. In interaction, beside proposition, we need presupposition in the speaker and listener in order to understand proposition. So here are some examples. Jessica is going to visit her father in Oisapa. Really? I think she could give a ride to John who is in Taurus then. So these speakers know who Jessica and John are. And because of Jessica is going to visit her father in Oisapa, it means that Y assumes that Jessica could give a ride to John who is in Taurus. This diagram will help us to understand more about proposition and presupposition. In communication, people try to share what they have in mind, which is called message. So, in this diagram, we have speaker and listener. This diagram shows us that people who involve in this communication, which is the speaker and listener, tries to share what they have in their minds, which is called message. So in this communication, what people are trying to understand or share is actually the proposition which we have discussed before. And the presuppositions is the key that make the interactions go well. This model of communication also tells us that what the listener understands is the message that is spoken by the speaker. Language in society at least has 5 functions. The first function is informational function. Informational function discuss about sharing information, which is to make the listener knows what the speaker knows. The next one is expressive function. Expressive function is about how the speaker or reader share their feelings or attitude. Directive function here is a way to influence people, or the speaker or writer tries to influence another through his or her attitudes, or behavior. Next one is aesthetic function. Aesthetic function discusses about how the writer and the speaker creates any artistic effects or beautiful effects. The last function is fatigue function. Fatigue function here helps us to keep communication in lines open and social relationship in good repair. So this is for people who wants to build a good contact or a good communication with other people. The next point is ambiguity. Ambiguity in communication happens because there are some words, phrases, or sentences which have more than one meanings. The kinds of ambiguity are first, phonetic ambiguity, lexical ambiguity, and structural ambiguity. So, to end my presentation, I am going to sum up my material for this video presentation. And to sum up, semantics is a study of meaning that discuss about the meaning of words, phrases, sentences, utterance, discourse, whether it's in spoken or written, and the meaning of pragmatics. So thank you very much for listening and watching to my video presentation. I hope this will be a good benefit for us to understand more about semantics in communication. Thank you very much.